I really do think Miraidon is like the best lead and the best mon in Reg I. It's the most popular mon. It's pretty much everywhere. Miraidon is absolutely amazing. So we're rocking just the standard spec set. It's very bulky, but like good spread. We're also rocking a dual screen Grim with Parting Shot and Spirit Break. Note that we're not going Foul Play and we're not going Thunder Wave. It just makes the team a little bit different. It makes the matchup a lot harder under Furgraph, but that being said, like it makes some matchups, like the matchups against Terra Lunala, a lot easier because Lunala's just go Fairy Terra or Water Terra to avoid the foul play, and you're like, actually, I'm just sticking Spirit Breaking you every turn. So it's actually really, really good into Lunala, I think. We have a very bulky Iron Hands. This one's using like Ice Punch, Drain Punch, Thunder Punch, no low kicks, no wild charges. This guy's meant to just sit on the board and be like super fat. So I like this Iron Hands set a lot. This is where the team's going to start looking a little bit different. We're going to be rocking Covert Cloak, Imprison, Kali Eye. We can Imprison Trick Room, we can Imprison Glacial Lance, and we also Imprison Protect. I think this is like super, super good tech. If you take a look at like what's doing well recently, a lot of Kali Eye teams are running around. A lot of Trick Room teams are running around. This says, nope, nopers. How about some nope? Being able to outspeed their Kali Eye with our Kali that has a little bit of speed investment and just drop an Imprison on them before they get a chance to do anything is so amazing. Note that they can still use high horsepower if they're being imprisoned here. But that being said, I don't really care about high horsepower. Even like Miraidon and Hands who have a weakness to that can just Terastallize away. And so basically their Kali's left doing almost nothing. So I really do like this set. I really like the Protect being imprisoned as well. Very, very cool stuff. Makes this team a lot of fun to play. And then we have Goth here. This is going to be an Electric Seed Goth, similar to how people are playing Furgraph. This Goth's built the same way. One of my favorite leads is to go like Goth Miraidon and go like Fake Out, Volt Switch into your Iron Hands to give you a second Fake Out pin. Remember, they still can't swap, so you Fake Out again, and then you just Trick Room with the Goth. And now you have Iron Hands Goth in Trick Room with like another Kali in the back. Super, super good tech. I think this is a very, very cool little mon here, and it's been a lot of fun to use it so far. The last mon on the team is the one that brings the whole team together, and that's going to be Hospitality Eject Pack Leaf Storm Sinistcha that has a decent amount of special attack investment. This thing OHKOs Lunala if the Shadow Shield's like broken even a little bit. So if they're not at 100% HP, Shadow Ball will KO. Shadow Ball will KO Shadow Rider. Leaf Storm will pick up KOs on things like Urshifu Water, Ursa Luna. There's so many things that this Sinistcha is like really, really good into. It's also a really good partner to pair with the Kali Eye when you're going up against like Brute Bonnets, because you can just double into that slot with Leaf Storm if they want to go like Water Terra. So anything that goes like Water Terra means you don't need hands to do that. You can just double up with the big Leaf Storm into it. So I think it's a really, really cool mon. I think this team is very, very anti-meta for how meta it looks. It's very anti-meta. Yeah, this Sinistcha's tech is sick. You only need about 44 points in special attack to get those KOs. It's good into Flutter. The normal Terra here is so good too, because like Sinistcha's like the perfect bait for like Moongeist Beams, Shadow Balls, all those sort of things. Has redirection, Strength Sap if we need it. Like, this team's really, really cool. Like I said, what we're going to do now is looking at my replays. I already played all my games for day one, and yeah, we just like to review the replays, like analyze the team preview, and don't have to worry about stream sniping, and I can spend all my resources like actively like playing the games to the best of the ability. So I just want to pause it here. This is the team preview. This is my very first game with the team. I did all of this team building, I did all of the flow charting, I did everything for this team before even playing a single game with it. So after you see all these games, you're actually going to see me get better at playing the team as the games go. The issue with this first game though, right, is that's a really hard matchup. I'm not gonna lie. The Goth Mirror, the potential Perish in the first game, I'm like, oh no, like that's so dicey looking, right? I have to respect the Psy Spam, the Ensign, the Sun. There are so many intangibles here. And this is my very first game with the team, not just in the tournament, just in general. So going into this, it's going to be really hard for me to understand like what I need to be doing in this matchup. But I think I picked the right mons for this. You see, if I pause it here again, I'm going to be opening up with Grim Miraidon. Grim's going to be a lot harder to use in a potential Indity, but the way I'm looking at it is if I can force you into going Indity, and I can go screens, Volt Switch into like my Kali, I can then go Fire Terra, turn on my Trick Room, and then Grim actually will just like Spirit Break down like all of these mons. Right, so that's kind of what we're doing here. That's the idea. And I don't think Goth is good in the Shadow Tag Mirror. I don't think Sinistcha is really required in this first matchup. So, yeah, going into this one, you know, it's dicey, but I think Grim is like a really, really solid mon against a lot of this stuff. I think Grim's great into Shadow Rider. I think Grim's great into a lot of stuff. Yo, how's it going? So they lead NDD Koraidon. Very, very cool tech. And against like Miraidon Grim. I think this is fine for me. I'm not really that afraid of Koraidon. So another thing about this is, since we see this lead here, you gotta think like, okay, if this is what they have in the front, what do they have in the back? I wouldn't be surprised to see Incin in the back here, and they're probably gonna have Shadow Rider, which means they probably didn't bring Screamtail, and they probably didn't bring Gothitail. We also see Spadef boosting Indeedee on the side seats. Very, very like weird set here. So I'm thinking, if I know you have Incin, and I know that you have Shadow Rider, that makes this a lot easier, and I think the right way to do this is to always just pin this Indeedee, because terrain control is going to be very, very important in this matchup. So that being said, turn 1, of course, they have to go Terastalize on that Koraidon, getting the fire typing to resist our potential D-Gleam, and honestly, we can just Reflect, Volt Switch, come in, flip on some good defensive Terras, and, you know, be in a pretty good spot. They're not going for a Follow Me here. They're going for a Helping Hand. This is going to be Helping Hand boosted, Sun boosted, Fire Terra boosted Koraidon. And we outspeed them with my Miraidon, which I was very surprised to see, because we are not running full speed Miraidon at all. It tells me that they're Adamant Koraidon as well, because our set is made to outspeed Adamant Koraidon and Miraidon by 1. So really, really cool stuff. And, yeah, we just come in with hands. Now, I brought the hands in here because I didn't know if they were going to be just like Flare Blitzing the heck or Flame Charging the heck out of my Miraidon slot. To go after the Grim, this is Flame Charge. Doesn't pick up the KO. All those multipliers, no KO, which means I can get a second screen. There's so many things I can do here. Having the Reflect up is very, very nice. I can also just pivot out the Grim for Miraidon to block another Flame Charge if I want. Now they are in a situation where they took Life Orb Chip too, right? Oh my gosh, that's so many multipliers, right? But yeah, I think we're in a good enough situation here where I want to be able to get my Miraidon back in. It sucks I can't Parting Shot. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I did see Life Orb. I actually could pivot out my hands for Miraidon and, like, Parting Shot and then bring... You see, like, there's so many different little things I can do here. There's the Incineroar. And so this all but confirms that they do have the Shadow Rider in the back, right? I think it's absolutely fine. It's really, really dicey matchup. I'm happy to see no Goth. I'm happy to see no Screamtail, right? Yo, hello, hello. And here is Miraidon. And remember, we swapped out a slower Pokemon than their Indeedee, so that means we, you know, we just get to see a little bit of the speed tiers and stuff like that. All right. Defense boost on the Iron Hands. I don't know if you guys noticed that. We got a defense boost because we were intimidated from the Incineroar, and I think that's actually really important for the later parts of this matchup. I think it's really important. So they protected Koraidon's safe play to block the fake out. Nothing really wrong with that. Remember, I swapped in the Miraidon so I could take away the terrain to actually get that fake out. So now Miraidon is slower than this Koraidon, but I'm looking at this and I'm like, I'm not really that afraid of this board. It sucks my Iron Hands has a defense boost right now, but how's the interaction with Prankster and Psychic terrain? You can't use moves targeting mons that are on side terrain. So like I couldn't fake out in that situation if they're grounded. So we're gonna just go for I think I just go for a double swap. Or do I Volt Switch? No. I think I just go Water Terra because I don't want to eat the fat Flare Blitz. And I think I just double into something here. I'm trying to remember exactly how I play this. But I think that Hands is like the mon that we're really sitting on to leverage advantage. So Miraidon goes for a hard pivot. Note that I don't want to soak the damage. I feel like I can just save my terrain. I really wish the Iron Hands did more here. But it sucks that we got intimidated before we activated Quark Drive. So what about non-damage moves like Thunder Wave? Nope, they don't work. So I can't Parting Shot either. So we go Water Terra here, which I think is a safe Terra in this situation. Like, yeah, you can close combat me, but I have a defense boost. You can go for like something with the Sin. I don't particularly care. There's the fake out into what was Miraidon, so we actually take those all the way to the bank. There's the CC to that slot too, getting a defense drop, and this Koraidon, well, if I didn't have a defense boost on my Iron Hands right now, they'd probably be going down, but, you know, as it stands, they're going to live, right? They take another Tick Alive Orb, and we just rip the Thunder Punch here, and they do get a chance to live here, but we get the Para. And I just want to say, like, that's one of the reasons why I like Thunder Punch. Situations like this where it's like, damn, dude, we take those all the way to the bank, dude, that's pretty free. Even if for some reason that didn't Para, we just would have sent out Kali, probably protected, and Thunder Punched again. So we took a little bit of damage on Iron Hands, but it wouldn't really have been a big deal. So that being said, Miraidon can come back out now because the because the Koraidon is not very fast anymore. And I'm looking at what I want to do here. I'm trying to think, like, do I really care that much about what they're doing? I can just delete this Sin right now and stop all of the fake out cycling for the later half of this matchup. And so I'm thinking if I want to Volt Switch, I'm thinking if I want to go for an Electro Drift. And let's see which one I really do. I'm thinking, I think I actually just end up Electro Drifting. No, I Volt Switch. Yeah, that's right. This is the right play. Yeah, I think we're conditioning the Protect or something on the Koraidon and just getting like really good damage to the Sin. I think this might just KO the Sin. I was expecting them to pivot out in Sin for Indity, and I don't think they did. There's the Protect. Yep, we were conditioning that. No reason to just go after that slot. After we talked about Rhydon, I recommended a video about Michael Zhang's team that made top 32. Yo, I mean, it's good tech. So they could Wisp, they could do so many things, they can Parting Shot, it doesn't really matter. This time I'm going to come in and get the right Quark Drive boost, because I'm not intimidated anymore. And yeah, we still have to see their Shadow Rider, we still have to see their Indity. Like, this is not an easy first game by any means at all. This is a scrappy, dicey game. They go for the Parting Shot. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, as long as I don't take a lot of damage on my Miraidon, like, I can actually just outvalue your Shadow Rider, who I'm assuming is Sash in the back as well. So this is where Shadow Rider should be coming out. We have a fake out pin on the Koraidon. Do you see how I actually did that play? I conditioned the Parting Shot into the Miraidon. I didn't KO the Instinct because I didn't want my board to be Miraidon Hands when Hands was intimidated. And so right now, I have a board state where I can fake out that Koraidon and just set my TR if I want. And it's a good looking play. Your Sin's weak, right? Like, your Koraidon's low, your Indity's not that much help. This is like how, like, going for like the turn 6 or 7 TR, like, that's what this team's about. It's really hard to play. You don't just need to flip on Trick Room on the first turn. You go for that mid to late game TR. And we're also running like Covert Cloak on our Calyrex, so like we don't got to worry about like any sort of weird secondary effects. As long as we don't get crit by this Astral, the TR just rips, right? TR ripping. Koraidon flinches, like I said, there's the TR. It's also great in other TR teams. Well, I mean, we have Imprison Kali, so, like, we're pretty good into, like, other teams. But, yeah, so in this situation, we can just double. We can do a bunch of different stuff. I'm looking at my EV spread here. And so I think you can just double the Calyrex. Oh, this is a weird play here. I'm going to pause it and kind of talk about it. What do you guys think is the right play here? Right? Good luck in your GC battles. Thank you so much. I think what I do is I just go like Thunder Punch, like Glacial Lance here. But there's a couple little situations where, like, I think I make a misplay. You're going to see it in a sec. Because I'm trying to think, like, maybe Ice Punch could be better. I think you double the Kali, right? But the problem is, like, if you protect Kali and pivot in Sin and I don't KO in Sin, now you have a fake out pin and now I can't double the Kali, right? So the right play might actually be to double the Koraidon because it would redirect into some other stuff like that. Like, you see how it's pivoting out for in Sin here, I think? Yeah. And so I'm not using Clear Amulet Kali. Like, I'm just soaking this Intimidate, and it's not that great. But it's fine, you know. See, because Kali's slower, which means, like, the hands still goes into that slot, but, like, I think that there are situations where it might have been a better idea. Like, you're going to see what I'm talking about this next turn. Like, what are the right options here? Remember, both these mons are now intimidated. My Calyrex and my Iron Hands. I got a KO, so I have a neutral Kali, but this Kali also doesn't have like full attack investment. I think it only has like 116 points. So it's not really like I'm that strong on this Kali Ice side. And so you send out the Indity, you get the terrain boost, you send out the Shadow Rider who has its Sash intact. Now what is the play? What is the play here? What do you guys think the right idea is here? That was a Psy Seeds Indity too. So the Indity's itemless right now. And it's Sash Shadow Rider. What is the play? I think it's a good exercise here. I think there's an objective right play. Because you'd want to hands is weak, remember? You say double Indity. I think double Indity is the right play. But what do you double it with? Do you double it with Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, Drain Punch. Getting health on that Entity would be very nice, right? Getting any health from the Entity would be nice. You could say Thunder Punch Glacial Lance is probably the right play, and I think you're probably right. I think I Drain Punch it, though, which is not the right play. So I'm looking at the Thunder Punch. And yeah, this is also another play here. What do you guys think about this? What if, hear me out here, what do you think they're going to do? Because what I'm really worried about is protect Callie. Entity lives the double up and Trick Rooms me back. Remember, Hands is intimidated, Callie's at neutral. And if you do Trick Room me back, I lose. That's why I'm like, you know? It's so scary, right? So the way to stop that is to chunk the Entity who protects crazy, right? I was like, wait, what? They double protect, and I imprisoned to stop it so they couldn't Trick Room of Trick Room. So the double protect for them, they're just trying to wait out TR turns. If they just go for Astral, we get cooked. If they just go for Astral, we don't get cooked. If they just go for Astral, we lose Callie, and then we just bring out Miraidon, who actually underspeeds them, and we would just go... We would be fine versus that if they went for Astral there. We can't let them flip the Trick Room. That would be the problem. Yeah. We're in game review. We are. Yeah, we're in game review. Yep. So in this situation, like, I'm at -2 attack. Sorry, I'm at -2. I'm at -2 on this Hands, right? I'm like, there's no way. And the Callie's at -1. Or sorry, Callie's at neutral, right? So I'm just like, what is the play here? Like, Thunder Punch is not doing anything. There's no terrain. I'm at -2 on a only 76 attack investment Hands. There's so many, like, problems with this. And so I'm thinking, like, I need all the HP I can get to outvalue this Callie. And so I go for this play, which is protect my Callie, because I don't want them just ripping the Astral, and I'd like to be able to break Sash. There's the Follow Me. Depends on Trick Room turns, because I'm afraid of helping hand Entity into Callie if the room gets flipped. I mean, you'll see what happens here. There's the Astral. Look how well Hands eats this. Look how well Hands eats this. Remember, they can't protect because I've imprisoned it. And I'm hoping they don't know that they can't protect here. That doesn't do anything into Iron Hands. And so realistically, I should have just Drain Punched and got health back on the Entity. And so I'm like, well, if that's how it's going to work on my Drain Punch, right? This is where we mess up. This is where we mess up. See how I Drain Punch the Entity? I'm like, oh, I'm just going to Drain Punch them. This is the first game with the team, and I forgot that my Iron Hands and my Callie, I think, they're the same base speed, but the Iron Hands has less speed than the Callie does, I think. Or more speed, sorry, it has more speed. Normally Iron Hands would have less speed, right? So I thought I was going to be able to Drain Punch that Entity, get like 30 health back, and then just double tap their Callie. But I didn't expect to also Oko the Entity with the Callie. And then I Drain Punch there, and it's like, oh no, oh no, oh no. This is the L. This is how we find it. This is where the L materializes, right? Because right now the Trick Room just ended too. Oh no. Never lucky, right? Dimensions return to normal. It's up to Miraidon, who's at full health. And we are rocking like a really, really bulky Miraidon. So, like, honestly, we're still fine. But at the same time, it's not AV. We're spexed. Yeah, we're spexed. Yeah, if I just used Thunder Punch, I would have won, though. I would have won if I used Thunder Punch. So, it's still a spread move. As long as you don't get crit on Miraidon, we win. Yep. Miraidon lives it. Yep. We didn't get crit. Value was had, and that's not only the first game of the tournament, that's the first game I've ever played with this team. So it's like, oh my gosh, the learning curve is dicey. All the other work for this team was just like preps and calcs and things like that. So we ended up winning. Don't worry, I didn't throw too hard. I didn't throw too hard. We take those wins, right? Take those wins all the way to the bank, right? 1-0. All right, so we're 1-0, right? Going up into our next game. And 1547, which, like, this was, like, 5 to 10 minutes after the GC started. So, like, honestly, like, this person was, like, 3-0, right? And that's their team. That's a pretty good team, right? Like, that's a really good team. Feel like Miraidon, while being easy to use, adds a lot of complexity to TR teams since you can both be fast and slow. I agree. This is my best matchup. This is my best matchup. The Luna, like, hard TR variant of Kali Miraidon. If you guys want a masterclass in how to be a professional Pokemon player, as given to you by THATSAplusONE, this is the game. So all my prep and all my flowcharting went into stuff like this. I love this. This is so good for me. You can see I have Goth Miraidon. And I think I go Sinistcha on the back. Yep. Sinistcha is the right mon on the back because it's great into hands. It's great into Ursa Luna. And it's good into, like, Kali I. It lets my Kali I and my Miraidon outvalue their Kali I and their Miraidon too. I think Sinistcha is, like, the glue, the matcha gacha good stuffs that, like, ties the team together. Right? Oh my gosh, it's so good. Right? So here we go. Grimmsnarl Miraidon. See, one thing about this team that I really, really like is when we read something like Miraidon Goth, remember, they had Farigiraf, they had Iron Hands, they had a bunch of different things. You need to still be leading with your Farigiraf in this matchup. You still need to lead. If you do not lead Farigiraf, I have multiple fake out users, you lose. So it's a skill check. It forces your opponent to meet you at, you're basically forcing their hand, and if they have to bring stuff like Farigiraf to the matchup in Miraidon, then that takes away spots from them to use other tech, right? So I'm sure they wanted to go Grimmsnarl, Miraidon, like Iron Hands or Luna with Kali I. And so by, you know, forcing them to use Farigiraf means they can't have screens or they can't have Iron Hands or something like that. So it's really, really good. Yeah, this guy's about to get, like, absolutely dump trucked on. It's going to be great. Because, like, what do you do, right? What do you do? I got the electric seeds. No screens for you. I think there's good and bad things about who... We can fake out either of those mons. We can fake out the Miraidon or we can fake out the Grimm. And I think it's usually a better idea just to stay no to the screens and force the Terra on the Grimm. Now, they could go Terra on the Grimm, but then what happens if when they Terra the Grimm is their Miraidon can no longer Terra, which means this Dazzling Gleam absolutely cooks it, right? This guy's like, wait, I wanted to pivot my Farigiraf. Nopers. Not today. So we got that Fairy Terra Double Dip Choice Specs Dazzling Gleam. And that's it. That's the game. Fake out Chip's Grimm. They didn't Terrastallize the Miraidon, which is absolutely fine with me. No big deal. Yep, and if they Terra the Miraidon, they get no value from the Grimms. If they Terra the Miraidon, they can't, like, Terrastallize their Iron Hands or their Luna in the back, which means you just pin it with Sinistcha. What if they just Volt Switch and were faster than you? I was faster than them. You saw it at the start of the turn. And nothing wants to come in. Nothing on their team eats that Dazzling Gleam very well. Nothing could pivot in on that D-Gleam and then eat, like, a second Helping Hand boosted D-Gleam. I think they knew that they were cooked on that board, and they just tried to go into this mode, which I think is probably the right play. Yeah, Terrain told me this, speed tiers. So I'm thinking about what I do here, because I don't want to throw. I really don't want to throw. This is the exact lead that I was looking for. I think the right play is to just pivot in the Kali and keep them honest with the D-Wing, but, like, honestly, we know they're protecting. We know that they're protecting here, because they need to get the Facade, the Guts boost from the Ursa. So, like, we can just ignore, for the most part, just stick our damage. But we're pretty sure that they are going for Protect. Another reason why you want to double Protect here is because you need the Ursa Luna to threaten the Goth. So the Goth can't just, like, foul play your Kali. So you need to protect their Kali here to then next turn go KO the Goth and then TR with your Kali. And that's how you would win. So there's the Protect. There's the Protect. Yep. We kept them honest. There was no reason to bring the Sinistcha in there. But at the same time, that's game. Shake my hand. GG's. GG's. He's like, this is so fine though, because now I will KO the stuff with Luna and I will TR and then I will come back and I will win. That's probably what they're thinking. They're probably thinking they're going to come back and win. And it's like, nope. Nope. Nopers. How about a little bit of nope? Nope, 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 nope. He's like, and I will click the Terra, and I will resist the moves, and then, nope. Nope. I don't even need to click Lance. And someone dropped a follow. Someone dropped a follow when I was playing, like when I was recording this. It was so funny. Like on my actual Twitch stream. So D-Gleam rips, like big damage here. And the reason they terrestrialize the Luna is so they don't have to take the Glacial Lance is super effective. And then we outspeed. No TR. No Lance. No nothing. It's better to do that than to Lance there. And we eat that facade like it's nothing, honestly. And that's game. Nice no TR, buddy. That's GG's. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that just the best? Imprison Kali saves the day. It's so good. Love that. Love, love, love it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Goodbye, Ursaluna. And then we rip the Lance, and we're faster than them, like we already talked about that. Single target Lance, not enough to KO. We get to see what the one move they have that's not imprisoned is. And they rip a Seed Bomb. I'm like, nani? Like, Seed Bomb? This guy's cooking. He can't even be mad that he lost to imprison Kali because he's using Seed Bomb. He can't even be mad. So we take those wins. So we're quick 2-0. And we're going up against Matt. Did you invest all HP in defense? No, we're EV trained in a little bit of speed, 116 attack, full HP with summon spit def. So we're going up against this, right? So the Frigaraph's there, the Kali is there. Clef is actually a little bit dicey, but that being said, I do still like my odds into a team like this. It's just Frigaraph can be a little bit dicey. We're gonna go Grim here. That Goth play where I cheesed their Grim is really good against other Grims, but if, like, they know, like, this guy wants to bring Frigaraph to the matchup, it's good into, like, some of our mons, it's good into hands, it's good into things like our Kali if they have foul play. So, in this one, we just set up screens. Like, you don't have anything to really stop me from outvaluing with screens. And so, yeah, Grim style should be pretty good here. Pretty good. Alright, here we go. Frigaraph Urshifu. There's the Frigaraph. That's what you need to be leading here. And so it's Urshi Dark as well. I want to talk about that. It's Urshi Dark. And I was just like, brother, why are you Urshi Dark? Yeah, Girafarig and Frigaraph are really cool. So I'm thinking, I'm like, crap, I was not expecting Urshi Dark. That was not on the bingo card. This Grim's like hot garbage here. I gotta get this Urshi off the board. This is where I do still like having Spirit Break. It's kind of nice. The way I'm looking at this, we're going to click the Dazzling Gleam. If there's some sort of weird Scarf Ursh or not Sash Ursh, like Black Glasses or Band, we're going to be able to KO them with the Miraidon, and then it would redirect our Spirit Break into the Frigaraph. Or, I think in the worst case scenario here is they protect Ursh and Trick Room. But if you do that, I'm still going to double tap your Ursh next turn, because if you Trick Room, now my Grim underspeeds your Ursh and can pin it with Spirit Break, and then I just bring in my Kali and I'm fine, right? They're actually not doing any of that. They're just protecting their... They're stopping me from going for, like, an Electro Drift. And I actually don't care about the Frigaraph at all. Remember, like I said, I wanted to TR because my team's just good into theirs with Grim. Yeah, they hate Lunala. This guy woke up and hated Lunala. So turn 1, we're actually just dump trucking their Ursh. I love Spirit Break here. And then we're going to be able to have, like, screens, AoE. Like, we avoid the damage for the most part. By going Fairy Terra there, I really, really like that. And the Spirit Break finishes off this guy. What are some unorthodox Mon into Miraidon Kali or Miraidon Lunala? I think Sinistcha is really good into them. Really good. Sinistcha is amazing into them. You're going to see a lot of Sinistcha games a little bit later on today. So there's the Kali and I'm thinking to myself like, Kali is so obnoxious, right? So obnoxious, right? So I think in this situation, we can't Parting Shot. We're just put up the Reflect, and we're going to hard pivot to our Kali. And then from there, we're going to see if they TR. We're going to see if they Lance. We can put up the Imprison if we want, or we can just, like, start trading Lances and do a bunch of other stuff like that. I really like the Grim Kali synergy here, and, like, I kind of wish I had Sinistcha instead of Iron Hands, but that being said, like, Iron Hands is, like, still really, really good in this matchup. The fact they're already a Mon down is just great. And if they didn't have the Frigaraph, like, I'd be ripping Parting Shots and doing all this other cool stuff. So they're going to go Terra, Big Terra, Ground Terra, Not on the bingo card. Don't know what they thought they were doing with that one. But, like, that's fine. Reflex a move. Definitely a move that we use. Glacial Lance. Look at this. Nothing. I think they didn't know if I was, like, choiced Miraidon. Or, like, AV. And they wanted to probably protect themselves from, like, an Electro Drift there. And they set the Trick Room. So it's like, huh, okay. I mean, that's fine. I'm just going to pivot in here, soak some damage. And if you want a high horsepower, that's absolutely fine. Thinking to myself, the right play is still, like, Imprison here. Because Imprison would make it so they can't, like... You're going to see. Imprison's the right play here. Because we don't need to, like, Trick Room, anything like that. They actually are going to fumble the bag really, really hard. Right? They're going to fumble the bag really, really hard this turn. It's going to be really funny. But you'll see what happens. But yeah, we're in a great spot here. So Grimmsnarl pivots out. There's still a screen up. We're going to come with Iron Hands. Yeah, Imprison's great here. Imprison, oh, they can high horsepower. But, yeah, we're still fine. We have a Reflect up too. And we still have our Terra. So there's the Lance. They're slower than we are. Which is fine. And the crit me through the Reflect on my Iron Hands. Never lucky. Never lucky. Will they try to Trick Room your Trick Room? Well, it's their Trick Room. And they're trying to Trick Room it back. They thought I was going to try and Trick Room their Trick Room. And so they tried to Trick Room. Isn't that weird? Isn't that crazy, bro? That's crazy, bro. But now we're imprisoned. And now they can't protect. Right? Which is one of the reasons why I really like this play for me. We're just going to map in the Grim. As long as we're not giving this Kali any boosts, he can't actually break our Kali. The triple Trick Room Gambit. I'm like, I know, right? So we're just going to pivot out. Come back in with our Grim. Grim MVP. Look at this. Look at this perfect professional Pokemon player synergy right here. He's going to high horsepower. We bait this. He can hit that move. Doesn't do anything. And then we Lance, finish off. I think we finish off the Kali this turn. Almost. And then look at that. Block the Psychic Dark typing. Whoo, sheesh. Pretty good, right? Pretty good. Grim didn't take anything here. Yo, is that some 5 gifted subs, bro? Holy moly. Can we just pause this and say, I just want to say thank you so much. 5 gifted subs. That's so kind. The games are only going to get better here, by the way. This team is absolutely amazing. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, 5 subs. That's a whole heck of a lot. If you guys got gifted one, please be sure to say thank you. You know what? Just because we got gifted 5 subs, you know what I'm going to do? As a thank you to everybody here, mostly to Wims here for gifting 5 subs, I'm going to give everyone the paste for this team if they want it. So you guys can follow along with what this does. Holy moly, look at me. Professional paste giver. There we go. Thank you so much. Oh, that's not it. That's not the paste. Give me the paste. I copied it too early. There we go. There's the paste. So if you guys want to follow along and use this in your own games, there you go. So thank you so much. 5 subs. I know, right? Paste. Thank you, though. I really appreciate it. And we wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. Oh, we got to update the thing, too. We're 2-0 right now, right? But yeah, I think that we're doing pretty good with this team. So let's continue. Let's continue our run. But thank you so much. 5 subs. I couldn't do this without you. Thank you so much. We got the pasta. There we go. So you can see there's not really that much I have to care about here. I can set up a screen. I can kind of do whatever I want. Just go light screen. Glacial Lance out. Like, I don't care if you foul play. I don't care if you psychic. Like, battle is canceled. Scoops up. Scoops up. Scoop-de-doop. Shoop-de-whoop. Wins up. So going up against this now. Look at this. I think we're 3-0. How long does it take to build a team? About 20 minutes. All right. So going up against this, you say it could be Perish Trap? I can't use Perish Trap. I don't have a Perish user. Goth is so good, people expect Perish, but it doesn't need it. I know, right? It does not need it. So you can see I'm kind of looking at, like, Miraidon Kali here. And this is one of those games where we're finally going to see the Sinistcha. We're finally going to see the Matcha Gacha Master in action. And it's funny, I keep referencing Matcha Gacha. You know, it's Sinistcha move. But I don't use it because, like, the whole point of Sinistcha is it plays around wide guard and it punishes things like Lunala that use wide guard. Sinistcha about to be popping off here, guys. This is the game that Sinistcha will show its absolute massive value. Here we go. And this is our 4th game of the GC. Going up against Anthony. Okay. I think they lead Lunala, Koraidon, or Lunala Flutter. Yeah, Lunala Flutter. Yeah, this is why this guy gets so cooked. This guy gets absolute. All right. Hold on. We're gonna pause it here. I'm 3-0, which means I'm feeling myself now. So now you're gonna start seeing me play with confidence, like swag, riz, all those terms. I'm start balling out here. We're gonna start making plays. Because, like, now I know how to play the team. I've played 3 games with this team now. Now I understand, like, what I can cut, how to bluff with it. It only takes a couple, like, warm-up games to get a good understanding for these things. Like, we're about to chef's kiss this guy into, like, a million pieces. I'm thinking here, I'm like, okay, what's the loss? Are you going to go into my Miraidon? No. You're going to over-respect Kali. You're going to over-respect Kali because you have Brute Bonnet in the back. And Koraidon, which means you need to over-respect Kali. You have to put some respect on this Kali. You're either going to be Moonblasting it, Shadow Balling it. I would like to see the Shadow Ball. I would like to see the Shadow Ball, baby. Let's go. Here we go. Shadow Ball. See? And that was telegraphed by the fact that... So this confirms that they have Brute Bonnet and Koraidon in the back by how crazy aggressive they're going. Yeah, it's normal Terra on the Sinistcha. You already know where this is going. You guys already see it, bro. You already see it. I remember, we broke the Lunala Shadow Shield right there. Now, you can Meteor Beam, too. But, like, you see what I mean? They're doubling. And now we wait out that Meteor Beam, which is, like, this is why I think Meteor Beam's terrible. Because, like, anyone that has Protect can just outvalue that move. And now the Lunala doesn't have anything else. It's going to have Trick Room, Wide Guard, Meteor Beam, and Moongeist. Which means normal Terra Sinistcha says, GG, shake my hand. Right? Shake my hand. Do it. Oh, it's so good. So good. Normal Terra busted. I just want to say also as well, how have we not played Rillaboom yet? Where's everyone's Rillabooms against my Miraidon? I was supposed to play against Rillabooms when I made this team. Alright. Sinistcha though. Rage Powder. Whoo, sheesh. So good. Shadow Ball. Nothing. Wait for it. Moongeist Beam. Nothing. Nothing. Rilla hasn't been as popular. It actually has. Like, it's really popular. That was a great turn. And they're probably thinking like, well, guess what? I'm going to have Wide Guard, and then I'm going to protect, or I'm going to do, you know, they think they're fine because they have Wide Guard. They block Macho Gotcha, they block Glacial Lance, they think they're fine. They're pivoting the Flutter in for probably that Brute Bonnet or the Koraidon is my thought here. Ditto. And I'm like, okay, weird. So that tells me that, that's going to deviate. Like, why didn't they have the Brute Bonnet? Like, what's the Ditto doing here? But the Ditto is so freaking cooked here because the Ditto pivots in, copies the Kali. And you saw what I used that turn, right? Wide Guard? Yeah, I don't care. Don't care. This guy is so cooked. So Imprison means your Ditto that just came in and copied everything. Nothing. Absolutely bodied, bro. And then Shadow Ball, single target after Lunala's broke a Shadow Shield by the Volt Switch. KOs. Have I taken damage this game? No. That's so good. And there's the Bonnet. So no Koraidon. There's only 3 Rilla in top 30 at Milwaukee. But it's still, I think Rilla's still, people should still be using Rilla. Top 30 is only a fraction of the tournament. Anyways, this game's over. We honestly cooked this guy, right? I'm trying to think, like, you haven't teared yet. I was really thinking about making the Leaf Storm Reed into the Brute Bonnet. You see, I hovered it. I hovered the Leaf Storm Reed into that Mon. I'm still hovering. I'm still thinking, like, dude, if you go Water Terra, this is the ultimate Mind Crush play. And then I would get a free pivot into, like, my hands. But I'm like, no, I kind of want to keep the Sinistcha on the board to be able to pin the Flutter. So I'm just going to get their Kali off the board because I really thought that what this guy should have done is just pivot out your Kali for Flutter, right? So you can then copy the Sinistcha or something. So you could copy something, right? Because the struggle's about to be real. He goes to Water Terror. I could have Weave Stormed the crap out of that thing, bro. I could have. Don't act like I couldn't. He goes for the struggle. It's real. And he's Sash, by the way. Isn't that so funny? I mean, I'm assuming he's Sash. He might be like Iron Ball or something. Actually, he is Iron Ball. He's slower than the Brute Bonnet. I think he's Iron Ball. Either way, absolutely cooked. Cooked. Yeah, thank you for the follow. Oh, that's so good. And you can bring out the Flutter Ball like, I don't care, right? I don't care. Sinistcha. You know, it's hard to make a Mon, like, work this well in just, like, theory crafting without actually playing games. But it was so perfect. The flowcharts went off. Like, this is Pokemon. What'd you put in that T? It's during everyone. It only has 44 points with nature in special attack. It's ridiculous. This Mon's like so good. So going against this one, we see like Iron Treads, Ho-Oh. I think this is Joey's team. And this is my first time playing against this. So like, I'm like, what do I do against Ho-Oh? Right? That game deserves a video. I mean, yeah, it was a good game. There's actually better games in this tournament. We actually cook even harder in this tournament. We're 4-0 now. I was feeling that. I should have Leaf Stormed that Brute Bonnet though. I should have. I was feeling it too. I was just feeling it. Is this a video because this ain't live? It's live. I read your comment right now. We're reviewing the games. I can pause it. See? We're reviewing the game. So that's the correct lead you should be doing, even if you have the Friggraph. So we tried to catch him in the same skill check that we got on the first guy. He didn't take the bait. The problem with this is their fake out's a lot stronger than mine, so this is a net loss for me. And I'm pretty sure their Miraidon outspeeds mine, which means we're big pinned. We're big pinned off the rip here. Massively pinned off the rip. I think their Miraidon was faster than mine this game. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, we're so cooked. I can fake out them and trade fake outs, but then it's like, you know? And so, like, honestly, there's a couple of situations where when you're this pinned, you sometimes want to just go, like, fake out the Iron Hands and try and cheese their Miraidon with a Draco, thinking they won't Terastallize first turn. Thinking that you're going for something else. But, like, I'm just going to not Terra and, you know, see if I can save my Terra for my Cali. Because, like, if I lose my Miraidon here and I can just bring in my Cali and put on, like, Fire Terra and block the Dazzling Gleam, might be in a good spot. But we are a little pinned. I don't remember if they outspeed my Miraidon or whose Miraidon's faster in this situation. We're going to see right now. There's a crit Lamau. And let's see. Random flinch. So I'm actually faster than them. Okay. Alright. I am faster. Why didn't I just Electro Drift their Miraidon this turn? Why didn't I do that? Misplays. For days. Their Miraidon was dead. Damn. I threw the game. Oh well. Yeah, that is an easy line into their Miraidon. They can't swap it. I outspeed. Damn, that's just a misplay. That's just a fat misplay. I think that there was someone at our door when this was happening. It's not a speed tie. Our speed's like not full. So it's like we have a really weird number. We have like if you check the pace, like our Miraidon speed's like really weird. We outspeed modest Miraidon by like 2 points. So it's like one of those no man's lands level speed ties. But I could have just killed it, you know. And then like what do they have? They've already wasted Terra and they have Ho-Oh, right? And there's the Treads. Why didn't they just like? Yeah, that's so weird. Yeah. So that's what we do here. Where's the Poke Paste? Someone posted it earlier. But I know, like, my team's a lot different from, like, Diamond's team, too. Because, like, I think Diamond plays, like, his hand's a lot more aggressive. And he plays, like, you know, other stuff a little bit different. And so, yeah, this Treads is just gonna, like, shadow roam the crap out of us, right? Like, really bad. I could have won that one. I think I could have won. But then at the same time, like, if I did KO them right on there and they brought the Treads, I'm still pinned, right? Right? I think I'm still pinned in that situation. Yeah, Diamond's the one that made the idea for this team. Honestly, like, my team is just like an offshoot of how he's been playing. Would it have been a bad play for them to go for the Goth with Iron Hands? It's hard to say. I also think in that situation, like, Miraidon goes down. I could have played that a little bit differently and, like, pivoted in my Iron Hands. But, like, I thought they were just going to full send in, like, a ground attack, right? Really thought that's what was going to happen there. I'm surprised they, like, committed with the Iron... Like, because I could have just pivoted in something. Like, I pivoted in my Iron Hands, but I could have pivoted in the other slot, right? First time catching you live because of your tweet. Yo, my team's cool, right? We're 4-0. But, we're going to lose this one. So, 4-1, never lucky. You can see, like, I'm on board, but, like, I'm really pinned here. The hands being at, like, 1 is, like, kind of obnoxious. I need to get at my Trick Room to be able to pin the Miraidon. I think I lose this one. I don't remember. I do think I lose, though. I think it's close, but we lose. So, Fake Out goes in there. Trick Room goes up. And then I think they have, like, one other... Like, yeah, look at that damage. Like, that's too much damage, you know? And the problem is I set TR here. Yeah, this is the issue. I set TR here, but, like, I don't underspeed their hands. Yeah, this is... I already played the games. We're just pausing it and reviewing it. So we're kind of going over all the games, like, turn by turn. So I need to protect here and get that Iron Hands off the board, which is super lame. And I had to fake out the Iron Treads last turn because, like, they could have just rained in that, whatever thing. The Iron Tread's just like a steel attack into my Kali. So Urshifu comes in hot here. Urshi Dark here, too. I'm so cooked, right? Am I wrong? Like, this team has, like, all the little tech. There's the Protect. Like, I have to do this. So, like, if I were... Like, what do you do if you're the opponent here? Do you think Sucker KOs this Kali? Like, I guess. I think it does. But, like, at the same time, like, Sucker seems pretty obvious. Like, I could honestly just, like, pivot in my Miraidon here and Drain Punch that Iron Treads, and I would win the game. If I pivot out Kali and Drain Punch this Iron Treads, I win the game. But that's not what happens. Because I'm thinking, like, they see that. They have to see that. They didn't see it. They didn't see it. We lose. Nah, but the thing is, like, why did you Sucker Punch it? Like, you would have just lost the game. I needed to heal, right? I feel like I can take out that Treads whenever I need to. And, yeah, it just sucks, right? Yeah, they don't. They're not afraid. The same thing, like, when they iron-headed the Miraidon, knowing full well I had, like, hands in the back to pivot in. Like, yeah, this guy's just, like, cruise control for cooling out here. And so I have a fake out pin, but, like, they're just going to go double protect, and then they wait it out. That being said, they do actually give me some shots to win this game. Like, their stupidity knows no bounds. At this point, I'm like, I'm going to mess you up here. I like the helping hand because it lets me play on Sucker. There's the detect. I don't care. And I remember, I can't hit this Ursh with my hands. Or sorry, with my Goth. I can't hit it. I'm still playing the outs, though. And so I think you just Drain Punch do it again. When you see your obvious win condition, expect your opponent to see it, and you choose not to do it. In the end, you're like, well, dang, I could have just won. I mean, I had 2 chances to do that in this game, and I didn't. So it's my fault. There's the Sucker. He's Sucker Punching a Gothitelle out here, bro. Like, what are you doing? Like, bro, what are you actually doing? You see the lines I'm getting here? Do you see these? Oh my gosh. Don't call it a comeback because it's not. Dimensions turn normal. You bring it to Miraidon, you fold me, right? So. Got this what? It's a psychic type. Yeah, but we just get folded by D-Gleam here. So it was okay. We tried our best, but like the Urshi Dark, that Sucker Punch, like I was really expecting Urshi Water. Really expecting Urshi Water. I just didn't know it was Urshi Dark on that team. So I'm thinking like the only thing I can do is like try and TR, maybe think that they do like the wrong move or something, but they just fold us with the Dazzling Gleam. Yep. Never lucky. But it's okay. You know, you can't win them all. I think I could have played that a little bit tighter. But, Treads is a rough matchup, I think, and I didn't give it enough respect. All right, going into the next game. All right, so this person is named Diego, right? And they were like mid 1600s, and it's been like 45 minutes since the tournament started. So I was talking to some people. I think this is like a really good player. What's the guy's name? Diego Ferreira. I think that'd be my guess, because like, I don't know, Diego's a pretty common name, but like, you're not just sitting in like the middle of the 1600s. I think it was like 1648 or 1650 something. 45 minutes after the tournament starts. That's like super uncommon. So taking a look at their team, like Wims Miraidon, like this is a good matchup for the Sinistcha. The Sinistcha is like really good into Iron Hands. It's really good into their Lunala. And how do you know their rank? It shows their rank when you match up into them. So yeah, it shows it when, just like when you match up with ladder, it shows like, you know, their rank. But yeah, I think like Miraidon Goth is really, really good in this matchup. And then like you just close Sinistcha and Hands, or sorry, Sinistcha and Kali. I don't think you bring Hands in this matchup. I just don't really like Hands, and I don't like Hands mirrors. And you just don't need Hands into like their Miraidon. So let's just go into this one. Good morning, good morning. All right, here we go. Go into this one. And so I don't know who else this could be, honestly. But that being said, we got lines here. This is one of the coolest games of the tournament, I think. I think this is one of the coolest games of the tournament. And the person played really well. You're going to see in the set. That was you, was it? I don't know about that one. So Miraidon Lunala, very, very standard. It's going to have the Electric Seeds potential to threaten Meteor Beam, and just Goth. Goth is so good here. Is so good. I love it. So there's the Electric Seeds, not Meteor Beam, right? So it's going to have like Wide Guard TR, Moongeist Beam, and like maybe sometimes it has like Moon Blast or something else. So we trade Electric Seeds boosts. And their Miraidon is, well, slower than mine, right? So watch what we do here. I love this. I love this line. It's so cool. Really thinking like what I want to try and get done here. I'm thinking to myself, like, you can fake out their Miraidon. You can go for the Volt Switch into the Lunala. Like, I love it. It's so good. I love reviewing the replays too, because like I can see my own like mental like thought process coming together, right? But you break the Lunala Shadow Shield, come in with the Sinistcha, pin the Lunala. There's the Wide Guard. He just thought we were going to rip a D-Gleam turn 1. No, stop it. Get some help. He probably low-key, like, he might have D-Gleamed, he might have Volt Switched, he might have Draco'd, right? I watched your team building video for Reg I. How do you choose what restricted to use with your favorite Pokemon that you're trying to use? It's all just based off experience, you know? You got to pick the right mon for the right situation. You come in with the Sinistcha here since there's no fear of it getting KO'd by anything, because we already fake out of that Miraidon. Here we go. And you've already seen this line before. You've already seen this one. Yep, and there's no world where Miraidon rips an Electro Drift into a Sinistcha. That's not a thing. It's not a thing. You're not going to do that. You're not doing that. Stop it. Pivot back out to the Miraidon. What are you going to do? Dazzle? Like, I don't care. Don't care. Don't care. And then I know that I outspeed your Miraidon, so I can just pin you. Even if you did Dazzle, I probably wouldn't die. So we're cooking. I love Normal Terra Sinistcha, dude. It's like the best thing in the world. In the world. Because I'm pretty sure you're locking in an electric attack. I would be going to town with Electro Drift that turn. Into the Goth slot. That's what I would do. Force that potential Rage Powder. Stuff like that. Or you could just D-Gleam. Like, it's totally fine. Volt Switch, absolutely acceptable. Nothing. And this Lunala, uh-oh. What is Lunala doing? What a dog doing? What you doing, bro? What about the Lunala, though? He didn't Wide Guard. Iron Hands. Are you trying to trick me, bro? I don't care if you're trying to trick me, bro. You're not. You're trying to go for Moongeist Beam. And I don't care. Oh, love that Normal Terra. Love it. So good. Ooh, like, bro, it's so free. It's so free. And these Lunalas, they're all Water Terra, right? What are they going to do? Water Terra, go for a Leaf Storm. Water Terra, go for Electric Attack. Like, oh, it's so nice. Yep, here's Miraidon back. So you have a Fake Out pin. You do be having a Fake Out pin out here. Do I care? Kind of. Not really, though. People that don't like the concepts of closed team sheet Terra don't like fun. I mean, that's fair. We're going for a double swap here. I'm pretty sure they're going Fake Out D-Gleam or Fake Out Electro Drift, and I think Callie just comes in for free, and then I can just repin with my Goth and give myself a Fake Out pin if I want it. Again, I don't ever see them just ripping the Electric Attack into the Miraidon slot. They're just not going to do that. So Goth's fine. Like, they can low kick my Callie, that's okay. And here's finally they're going to rip the Terra. And it is Terra Miraidon. Fairy Terra Miraidon. Okay. Like, so far this guy's played the match really well, I think. There's the Fake Out, respecting my Miraidon. D-Gleam, no Drift. I might go into a regional soon. I have NAIC next month. So that doesn't really do that much. Like, we're fine here. We're golden. Remember, that's Fake Out plus the D-Gleam. So, like, I can eat another D-Gleam, right? We Fake Out that guy just to keep it honest, right? And we don't need to trick or we don't need anything where we know we outspeed their Miraidon with our Miraidon, so we just send the Lance. Great damage. Low kick's fine. Yep. That's so good. Now, this is a weird turn. Because I'm looking at this and I'm like, this is the right play. There's no way that Sinistcha's right there. That's fine. I think Miraidon would have been fine. I think Miraidon could have been the right play. I think Miraidon just ripped a D-Gleam would have worked. But this is fine. I like this because their Miraidon's locked into... Yeah, I vibe with this. Because we don't know what their mon on the back is. And I know, knowing now what the mon on the back is, Miraidon would have been a better play. But look at this tech here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. They rip the D-Gleam. It doesn't KO. Easy. Easy. Leaf Storm, let's go. Oh, my gosh. Value. Dump trucking. I KO both their restricteds with Sinistcha, by the way. Pivot in the Miraidon. Gets to reset my hospitalities. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Eject pack busted. Miraidon can eat a low kick or whatever, a drain punch. It eats these. Yup. Psychic's just ripping it into the Iron Hands too. That's great damage. Why we still use Psychic over something else? Drain Punch is fine. We're good. Golden, if you will. And so I'm looking at this, and I'm like, see, the last mon's a little bit of a spicy, dicey little guy over there. I was not expecting this to be the last mon. I was expecting, like, one of the TR pieces. But it's Ursh. It's Urshy Water. That Hands is thick, Goth is weak. Alright. So we pivot. Now, alright, what do you do here? This is another situation. You see, I'm pivoting in my Sinistcha for this Goth slot to heal up my Miraidon to make it so I can live through potential Surging Strikes from Scarf Ursh. Because if they wanted to go for like close combat, well then if I pivoted up Miraidon for Sinistcha here and healed up there, they'd never break the Goth and I would just win. So we know that they have to go like, if they're Scarfed, they have to Surging Strikes. So that's why I'm healing up with the Sinistcha there. And also, Miraidon might be able to live a close combat. That being said, the terrain is gone. What do you do here? That Iron Hands will not go down to a Dazzling Gleam because we don't have Terra and we don't have our terrain. This is the only line that I see working is Dracoing the Hands. We don't know anything about that Ursh set. It could be Scarfed, it could be Mystic Water, it could be Sashed. There's so many things that Ursh could be doing. And we have a lot of mons that have really low health pools right now. I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I could Volt Switch at Ursh, but if you protect Ursh, right, and I make that play, I just lose, right? Did I Volt Switch chance? I think I went for Draco. Do I Volt Switch it next turn? No. I think I Draco'd it, right? I don't remember. I'm going to find out. Did I Volt Switch it? That's not right if I did. Yeah, I used Draco. Okay, yeah. And the Draco KOs. Value. Yeah, I thought for a second I clicked Volt Switch, but yeah, Draco into the hands is the right play, and you always nuke the mon that can't protect. And we also get to see that they're not Scarfed Ursh. They go for the Surging Strikes into Goth, which was a good play, and now we have so many lines. Because let's say that was Scarfed Ursh, and they took out the Goth slot. We'd now have a fake out pin. So we take out the hands, and we'd have a fake out Draco into like double Draco pin. It'd be game, basically. But judging by them not showing Scarf, that tells me they're either Mystic Water or Sash. I think you're going to be Sash. So look at this play. I'm thinking, I'm like, fake out's really good here. You got to respect it. You know what you're going to do? You're going to protect. You're going to detect. You're going to detect. Why wouldn't you detect? I've shown fake out. So, thank you for the sub, yo. Thank you. Thank you. Holy moly. Put some subs up for that. 54 months. Happy to have you here. Are you playing in the GC? I'm going to make a read on that protect. A read on that protect. But thank you so much. 54 months. Happy to have you here. We're reviewing our games right now. And I'm going to keep him honest. I'm going to Trick Room and I'm going to Draco. And he drops the detect. Oh, that's so good. Bro, that's so good. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Well, that's so good, right? Because now it means you can't go for Surging Strikes. You can't just Surging Strikes my Goth. You have to eat a Psychic. You have to eat a Psychic. Yeah. Because the Psychic's the actual damage. Like, I'm trying to minimize the amount of Dracos I actually have to hit. He Aqua Jets. Oh. Oh. 1 HP, baby. Oh, yes. That's so good. Oh, that's just the chef's kiss. Busted. Sash is up. Invisible Sash is up. Urshifu goes down. We are 5-1, baby. That was against like a really... Yeah, shoutouts to EV Training. Never leave home without it. Against Diego, who was like the mid-1600s, like 40 minutes after the tournament started. So, pretty good player. Pretty good player last time I checked. We're going to begin another... We're going to go into a run back here. Let's see. Just finished finals, so I'm starting to build for Reg I, building Assault Vest, Terra Steel, Koraidon with Tank Ho-Oh. That sounds good. Playing Ho-Oh in this game. So this is that standard like Miraidon Ho-Oh stuff, but at the same time, I think we have a really good line into Ursaluna. Like Sinistcha's good here. We have lots of options, I think. So I'm thinking, do I want hands or do I want Sinistcha? And I should bring Sinistcha. There it is. There it is. This is a really cool game too. So we're doing our absolute best with what we have here. We're cooking. I still haven't even shown you guys the coolest games with this team yet. That's the thing that's nutty. I haven't even shown you guys this team's full power. I'm still learning how to play it too. Like, I'm learning a little bit more every matchup. I think it's crazy. I've fought like only Miraidon mirrors this whole time. Have you noticed it? It's been like just a crap ton of Miraidon mirrors. But our team's good at, like, look at... See what we've done this one before. We've done this one before. This is an L for you. This is a skill check. You had to lead your Frigoraph, you know. So you just fake out the Grim, rip the Razzle Dazzle. Miraidon's really good. I think it is too, yeah. Yep. I think we're good. Fire Spin Ho, that's so good. Yeah, that's going to be no screens for you. No screen for you. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, no screens for you. Cool. So Miraidon's going to be Fairy. Gets the Grim off the board. This guy doesn't have treads to repin me, right? So, like, absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. They're going to go Terror of their own, but we two-shot them, basically. Yep. Boom. Bing, bop, boom, bing, boom, bop, bam. Okay. There's the fake out. I think this is such a good play. Like, I think there's something to be said for fake out on the Miraidon, but like, I don't want you to have screens. Like right now, he's the one that's like, I didn't get a screen. And not only did you not get a screen, like your Miraidon took like half or like a third. 2 more dazzles would get it, but now it's also within range of like helping hand boosted glacial, right? Or a +1 glacial. So Volt Switch is absolutely fine. Like, this is so good for me. Like, I don't particularly care what they do. So you can come with a Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh no. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna make some good plays here too. This is gonna be pretty sick. So there's the Ho-Oh. I'm kind of being respectful of Tailwind Ho-Oh, honestly. I am. And at the same time, I think that we have good lines into like their Miraidon, who's gonna be able to like repin with like an Electro Drift here. But like this is where I really like Sinistcha here too. I think Sinistcha being able to heal some stuff is quite nice. Kali Eye is a good pivot here, but do you see the value that Sinistcha brings to the table here? I think Sinistcha brings like massive value. And even if like I were to lose one or both of my mons this turn, I get to unlock my Miraidon back into Electro Drift and like, I'm Electro Drift these, I'm Electro Drift these, like Electro Drift please, like, it's cool with me. So Hospitality is going to heal my Gothitelle to make it so you can't get a KO with Volt Switch again. There's the Electro Drift in the Goth. That's forcing Electro Drift. You're now locked into that move, which means Sinistcha can just redirect it, like, easy peasy. And you're probably thinking, like, but you just swept it as Sinistcha and a Ho-Oh. And it's like, well, yeah, but, like, I have full HP, mostly defense investment. I think I have, like, 204 points in defense. Like, we're good. It's all good. We even get burnt. I don't care. That's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Because now, remember, we outspeed their Miraidon, and we know that we outspeed their Miraidon. And you don't, this guy doesn't have treads, right? So, like, I can just come in here and be like, you're gone. You're gone. So, thank you for playing the Gothitelle experience game where you don't get to pivot or actually outvalue me in any of those situations. Happy to have you here. We're going to actually make a read that Ho-Oh is going for Protect. Because, like, I don't need to do anything here. I don't need to do anything here. I don't need to Rage Powder. I outspeed. We know you're pivoting. Look at this value here. It's so valuable. Iron Hand's more like Iron Piece of Garbage. Yeah, like, we're going to lock into Electro Drift, which is still the right play here. But look at this damage. It's just so big. There's the Protect. Oh. Yeah, it's so good, right? Electro Drift D's. Donked. Bonked, donked, chonked. And then the Leaf Storm. I'm not going to take my burn damage. I'm going to come back in and Hospitality's back up in a sec. Like, oh, it's so good, right? This is how you use Sinistcha. It took this long to make this Pokemon work. I don't know why no one ever uses, like, Light or Leaf Storm. It's so nice. And now we have Kali here. And Kali actually is really good in this matchup. You may be thinking, like, oh, but Kali, you don't want to get burned by Ho-Oh. It's like, I'm Covert Cloak, bro. What are you going to do, fake out my Kali? Like, I freaking wished you fake outed my Kali here. Holy moly. I wish they fake outed my Kali. I'm just full sending this Lance. Like, what are you going to do? I didn't mean to Volt Switch there. I know I'm locked into Electro Drift, but, like, they're going to fake out the Miraidon here, but, like, I don't think one person fake outed my Kali. I was so sad. He's probably like, I just have to burn it. I just have to burn it. Nah. You can't burn anything, bro. Covert Cloak these. He's like, I'm so unlucky I didn't get to burn it. And so now, look at the hands is gone. Ho-Oh, Dunzo. We know we outspeed their Miraidon and pin. And so all we need to do is just like pivot out. No, you see it. We basically win. There's no way that you come back here. Miraidon can't protect, you just pin it. It's so good. Sinistcha is just like the best Pokemon in the game. It's the extra spice that this team needs. And being like a grass ghost type means it's the perfect defensive typing for this team too. I didn't even get to use Strength Sap. Like, I feel like... actually, in this game, I think was the one game where I might have been able to use Strength Sap, and I didn't use it correctly. Yeah, we pivoted in the Sinistcha here. Just to top off our Miraidon, in case, like, that Ho-Oh wants to rip, like, a crit Brave Bird into me. So I wanted to top off, and we just know that we can just full send the Electro Drift from the Miraidon. Yeah, other arms and Kali are super cool. I think Covert's good. And then, like, we have the Imprison too, you know? So give me a little bit of heal. Strength Sap so underrated. Yeah, I should have, in this next turn, I should have side Strength Sapped my Miraidon. Yeah, but he's like, I can't believe I didn't burn the Kali. I'm so unlucky. So big Electro Drift here. And you're done. Thanks for playing. Welcome to Miraidon's amazing ride. So yeah, this next turn, I go for the Electro from the Ho. Obviously, it'll KO. Our terrain's gone. So I was like, does this KO? Might not KO. Even though it's Electro Drift, additional booster on like super effective. But I'm like, I should have still side Strength Sapped my Miraidon. Or gone for something like just a Rage Powder. But like I was thinking what they're going to do here. The right play for them here is to double protect and to let Sinistcha tick out. And then like, you know, you'd be able to maybe value from there, right? So I'm thinking like if the right play, if they're going to double protect, the right play is the Strength Sap. And so like I just sent it into the Ho-Oh not thinking. I should have just done it into the Miraidon. I know, right? Yeah, I just want to hit Sacred Fire. But the battle's canceled. Wins up. We didn't have to show Strength Sap. We take those wins. All right, here we go. Let's go up into this next one. We are 6-1. 6-1. That's a pretty good record, honestly. And so right around here is where if I was just playing for fun, I would quit. I think I was like 1570, 1580, right around here. And so we're going up against Will. And I don't know if you guys know who this is. I'm like 90% sure this is Will Tank. You say Strength Sap takes attack. Does it even hurt though? Sorry. Does it even hurt Ho-Oh? So Ho-Oh is a physical attacker, so it would lower Ho-Oh's attack stat. But the reason why you want to side target your Miraidon there is because Ho-Oh is going to be protecting to outvalue Sinistcha and let Sinistcha take out from burn. So if they go for the double protect with Ho-Oh and I get to stick the Strength Sap, I full heal off my own Miraidon. Full heal. I got like 70 or 80%, right? But yeah. I think it's a cool looking team, right? I think this is Will Tank. They played this one really well, so, you know, I'm assuming it's them. Yeah, Ho-Oh's a physical attacker. It's Brave Bird and Sacred Fire. Sacred Fire is physical. It's a cool team. Torkoal's a threat. Indity's a threat. Smeargle Indity, like, oh my gosh. This is just a whole other box of problems. But look what I'm leading. I don't have to go for, like, yeah, you don't go Goth into Indity, and you really also don't really like Grim into Indity. So this is what we do here. Torkoal gaming. Torkoal is gaming. Not for long, though. Here we go. Okay. So this is such a good lead for me. This is like the best lead anyone's like ever seen. Smeargle Callie into Miraidon Callie. You can't Spore, right? You can fake out one of them. You can't fake out my Callie because I'm Covert Cloak. And then what does your Callie do? Who is your Callie and what does he do? I left VGC for a bit and I'm so lost now. It's a different game, right? It's going to TR? It should TR. I should have Volt switched this Smeargle, if I'm being honest. Good me. I get fake out of this turn, but like I targeted correctly. So fake out the Miraidon. Correct targeting. Wise choice. Oh my gosh, there it is. Bruh. Whoo! He just ripped the Lance turn 1. He ripped it. Not today. So I'm trying to think like... So right now we're also imprisoning Protect, and that's why I sent the damage into their Callie. But I should get the Smeargle off the board, because they have the Wide Guard, right? And my Callie, you can see a problem with this team. I don't have like a way to actually break Wide Guard users with my Callie. What's the main idea behind it? It's Sinistcha. So we're going to come with the Sinistcha here. And one really cool thing about Sinistcha Miraidon is like, I can't eat a Lance. I have no fear of Lance. You cannot do things to me. What are you going to do? Earth, like high horsepower? What are you going to do? Oh no, my Sinistcha. I can heal, full heal. Like, do you see the value here? Like, so I'm not really doing anything, but at the same time, like, you can't, yeah, you see it, right? If I Shadow Ball your Callie and Glacial Lance, I get to stick one of them. So you can Wide Guard again, but you can't protect. You'd have to pivot out that Callie and soak a big Shadow Ball into something. Yep, that's fine with me. Look at that. Urshi Dark, super obnoxious, by the way. Urshi Darks are like a big problem, I think, for this team. Just like, I wasn't planning on fighting that many. But that's good damage, right? So I'm thinking to myself here, like, they're just gonna keep wide guarding. They're gonna start chunking my Sinistcha with that Ursh. Like, I don't like this. I don't particularly care for this. So that, see, like, this is why I think it's will tank too, because like that's the right like play to make to like come back. And I think I just let them have, yeah, this is a read for me, because like they can just kill the Sinistcha, or they can just go in. I think that Callie's exuding like enough board state presence where they're probably thinking like, I'm either gonna get that Callie off the board, or it's gonna Terra. And I decided to do none. I decided to be like, if you want to take my Sinistcha and gently place it in the garbage, I repin you with Miraidon, and that's a win for me, right? That's how I saw this. I'd have a fake out pin in your Smeargle and a Dazzling Gleam to double KO. Like, that's exactly where my mind went. Because you can't break the hands here. And he followed me. He didn't even wide guard that turn, bro. Crazy. So Leaf Storm into the Smeargle. Value. Able to reapply my hospitalities. Note that I outsped their Ursh, which is kind of weird. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Sinistcha outspeeding Ursh is nuts, by the way. So I'm thinking like that was not... I was planning on soaking some damage, so I guess I come up with Miraidon, right? But like, at this point, like, even if you were to hit the Miraidon with a Wicked Blow, I would just pivot out the hands for Sinistcha and just give it a hospitality boost. But they went into this Callie, so like, we didn't take any damage. Great spot. Great spot. You have a Callie back there who's at like half, or who's at like a third, and we're just in a good spot here. You've shown Fake Out, you've shown Wide Guard, you've shown Follow Me. It's going to be Spore, I think. Yeah, it's the same base stats on both the Urshes. Here's their Miraidon coming in. I think I just kept it honest with a Thunder Punch there. I don't think I showed Ice Punch yet. There's the Wide Guard. I think Wide Guard's fine. They're trying to set a board state up where they can have both their restricteds on the board at once to leverage advantage. So we Fake Out there. Yeah, this one's just min speed. It's like min speed. It might even be like a Iron Ball set or something weird, because like underspeeding a Sinistcha is not that's not supposed to happen. So we just get the Smeargle off the board. I think we're fine though. And I think I come in with Sinistcha. Do I come with Callie or Sinistcha? They're both viable. I think I come in with Sinistcha. Yeah. Because Sinistcha, I'm thinking to myself, if Sinistcha's outspeeding your Ursh, like, what are you going to do? Bring Ursh back in and just lose to Sinistcha? Like, that's, like, honest, I'm not even wrong. Like, what are you going to do? Right? Electricity disappears. I don't have to be afraid of your Miraidon anymore. And now what? Like, this just says you can't stop, you can't set up your TR, and you can't, like, if you ever KO one of these guys, I just repin both your monsters with Miraidon. Sinistcha busted. Thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking about Rage Powder, because, like, what do you do? I don't think I need Rage Powder here. Rage Powder's a sloppy play if I wanted to do it. I think the right play is just nuke this Miraidon. Or just nuke the Ursh, honestly. I don't mind nuke Ursh, because even if you protect, like, I want to lose one of these mons so I can then bring in my Miraidon. I like that play. Yeah. I'm new to VGC, so sorry if this is a silly question, but is there a deadline to have a GC ready by? Yeah, so you had to have already signed up 2 days, like yesterday. So it's already started. Yeah. So overheat. They overheat. They rip my Sinistcha. Overheat Orb Miraidon, I think. I think they're orbed. Right? Are they orbed? Yeah. Overheat, boys. And then, like, I Drain Punch that slot. Like, I got cooked this turn. That's fine. We still win. Because now you have a stat drop on the Ursh, and now your Miraidon can't Terra, and it's Miraidon time. All that work, and what did it get you? Fairy Terra, Dequeem, GG, shake my hand. Because the Miraidon's at -2 special attack too, so like it can't do anything either. Even if it is faster, there's like no line. The only line here would be like Electro Drift my Miraidon, hope that I Terra, and then you crit yours. I think that would probably be the best line. But we just fold it. I know you have... I'm thinking if I want to... I think I Ice Punch. Just in case it didn't KO the Miraidon. Or the Ursh of just like doing a little bit extra chip. But yeah. That's going to be it for this one. That's going to be it for this one. Again, very, very good player. I think they played that very well. 7-1. Wow, what a good record. Great record for day one. So they go to the Draco. I Fairy Terra'd, and big damage. Oof. I like that your team isn't abusing Urshifu. Nah, we don't need Urshifu on this team. We're abusing Sinistcha on this team. Sinistcha busted. I forgot that I made a tweet about this team. Alright. Yeah, there's the Cali, but like there's no way that we really lose here. Ever see your own Terra animation and think for a second the opponent is Terraing a second Miraidon? Kind of. I've been there. I'm like, what, Terra? It's like, they already did. Yeah, but that's game. Whew, yeah, Imprison. Prison's a good move. Imprison's a great move. People should use more Imprison. It's really cool stuff. All right, we're going up into the 9th game. This is a really cool team, right? So, do you have a favorite Pokemon? Butterfree's my favorite. So, I talked about this. Miraidon Zenta was not something I had planned to fight. Like, that seems like that negative synergy because, like, they both have the same ground weakness. You can't really pivot with Zenta like you can with Miraidon, so it's hard to make them work. And then, like, Lando is just really dicey. Yeah, I've top cut regionals with Butterfree. I've won, you know, premier challenges and MSS levels with Butterfree. Yeah, there's a bunch of cool stuff you can do with Butterfree. If you check out, like, False Swipe Gaming's video, they, like, actually, I don't know why that, like, matters, but, like, if you watch, like, how good is Butterfree, like, actually, there's, like, a segment in there where they interviewed me, and, like, I went over a bunch of different, like, random Butterfree spreads that I've got points with at events. Grassium Z, Sleep Powder Butterfree, you know, Setup Butterfree with, like, Quiver Dance, Electroweb Butterfree. I use Scarf Electroweb Butterfree at Dallas Regionals 2020. So, yeah, there's a bunch of cool stuff. When the Butterfree goes Max Lightning and one-shots their Gyarados, like, chef's kiss. Holy moly, that's the best Butterfree set. Here we go. So, Zenta, I'm cooked. They got me off the rip. Like, if we actually take a look back at, like, what their leads could have been like, I tried to catch them going with... I tried to catch Lando or Miraidon or Wims. I tried to catch, like, one of those three, and they went with, like, this three. So, like, honestly, I'm, like, super cooked on the first turn. Like, how do you get out of this if you're me, right? I don't actually know if there is a way to, like, get out of this. G-Max Butterfree was funny with all those status conditions. It was good, yeah. I thought it was good. In that same Dallas Regional Tournament, I fought a Butterfree mirror match, and I'm Scarf Butterfree, right? So I go for Choice Scarf Compound Eyes Boosted Sleep Powder, 98.5% accurate, into their Butterfree. I miss the Sleep Powder, get Sleep Powdered back, am asleep for 3 turns, in which one of them I hadn't even started using my sleep turns yet, and I still win that game. It was like the craziest. That was one of the craziest games. I was so mad when that happened. I was so mad. But yeah, talking about back to this game, right? We're so cooked here. Like, there's no way to, like, come back in this situation. How's it going? We're 7-1 in the GC, but, like, this lead, they just had us off the rip. I don't think there's really, like, a way to come back in this situation. We just didn't bring the right mons for the matchup, and this is, like, my first time playing Zenta. So, like, Zenta's one of those things that it's like, And I'm trying to think, like, you saw I fake outed the POW, and they go Ghost Terra, and I'm thinking to myself, like, it's a skill check for them to know that they should be Ghost Terraing there, right? And part of what I was thinking, I was like, well, if I force them to Ghost Terra POW, that means I can now Electro Drift the Zenta. And the issue with this is, we just don't have, like, you see, like, we just don't have the tools to, like, get through this, right? Now we're within Sucker Punch range, right? There's, like, no way we get out of that, right? And now, like, the Zenta is like, yeah. It hurts having to watch the L's, but at the same time, like, I don't know what I could have done. I made a hard read off the rip, trying to respect the Miraidon and the Whims and the Lando. It was the Lando that I was drastically trying to respect. And then I figured, like, if I can pin them correctly with Goth, and then they have to bring out the power of the Zenta one at a time, I can deal with that. But, you know, we bet out the Sucker Punch. I think they went Sucker and Behemoth Bash into the Miraidon, expecting Fairy Tear, which is a good play. Oh, they targeted Goth. Good play. And I get the Trick 'em up, but, like, what am I supposed to do here? Like, I have... yeah, I feel like this is one of those games where if I wanted to really get into, like, breaking things down turn by turn, I might have been able to get a win here. But it's just so dicey. Is the POW going to protect? Is it not going to protect? It can swap. It's a ghost type right now. So there's so many different things that happen. I think the right play here... I don't dislike my play here. They protected Zenta, but, like, honestly, why are you protecting your Zenta and not your POW? If you lose your POW here, I think you lose the game. Psychic plus electric attack, break POW, GG's. I would win. So, like, and you can swap it too. It's a ghost. This guy has Sin in the back. Why the hell is this thing not swapping for Sin? Why are you sucker punching my Gothitelle? Do you see what I mean? I'm just like, oh my god. Am I wrong? Like, I don't think I'm wrong. So, yeah. I tried. But at the same time, like, that was a BS turn. Do you think, did like, he not know that he could swap? You know? And so this time, like, you still have to double the Zenta because now it's protects on cooldown, right? You have to go into the Zenta, it's protects on cooldown. And at this point, you're just praying they don't have wide guard. Maybe you can crit a Drain Punch. You know, we have options, but they're just not great. Yeah, I don't like playing 50-50 POW mirrors. It's probably one of my least favorite things about the game. I do not like 50-50 POW mirrors. And so we go Fire Terror just to not die to Behemoth Bash and Crunch and Sucker Punch. But then, like, I feel like, I don't know, man. There's a Protect on the POW. That's fair, though. I think that's a fair assessment. But I think, all right, but my initial point still stands. He has an Sin. Pivot in Sin, get a fake out pin, intimidate the hands, and you win the game. There was still a more effective play there. So POW show and protect, and now POW protect is on cooldown. And so I'm like, all right, like, what do we do here? We have to respect this POW. What move do we throw into it? We're going to Lance. We got to get the POW off the board. This is one time. And something like, I could Ice Punch here. They have Miraidon, right? They have Lando. They're expecting me to go for a wild charge here. You know, what do we do? I have to Ice Punch. I have to make a read, right? Not Thunder Punch, right? Yeah. Come on, good job, me. Don't take the bait. Thank you for the follow. They finally pivoted out that POW that should have been dead 2 turns ago. And there's the Sin. So you've had this Sin the whole time. You had it the whole time, bro. And they see Intimidate on the Kali, and I think this is like, I will say this Sin like fights my Kali for forever, and he never fake outs it. So like they must just know that it's cloaked after seeing the Intimidate, right? That's the only thing I can think of. Not that great damage. Honestly, not that great damage. No para, never lucky, right? Electricity dissipates. Quark Drive, big gone, big sad. So I'm thinking here like, okay, we're at -1 on both of our Mons. And I'm trying to think, what should I do here? I think I nuke the Zenta with the hands. I think I tried to get... what do I do here? This is such a hard line. Yeah, I pivot out the Iron Hands because I want to be able to reapply my Quark Drive boost and like actually pin things. Because I still think Hands is a good mon, and even if I lose the Miraidon, like Hands would come in with a lot of value. Assume it's policy, I know, right? Here's the pivot out Zenta for the... Oh, and did I protect this turn? I think I did. Did I? I should have just lanced his ass. Yeah, why did I protect this turn? What was I afraid of? Why... See, that's what I mean. Why didn't I lance that? Holy shit. I think if I lanced that, I just, like, won the game. Yeah. Oh, well. I totally, like, botched this one, I think, a few times. This guy just had the right reads, I think, on us. But why didn't I lance there? Oh, yeah, I didn't want you to body press. I didn't want to eat body press. I was too afraid of it. And that was the last turn of TR. And so I thought they were going to, like, body press into, like, because it's not one body press. It'd effectively be two body presses there. And I think they knew that I was going to play defensive, so they took that pivot. And so now I just take too much damage on these, and I just basically lose. But, yeah. Afraid of wide guard? Am I afraid of wide guard? No, I didn't want to eat body press. So they volt switch in. They come back in with, it's either Zenta or Pow. I think it's Pow, though. Trying to remember who it is. Zenta doesn't have the defense boost anymore, but there's the Pow. Could have just lanced again. Didn't. U-turn, gets a fake out cycle, intimidate cycle. Is it my Miraidon max speed? It's not. Not even close, actually. So there's Miraidon back. So, like, I'm looking at this board and thinking, like, okay, we got shots back. Like, we can... They're probably going to protect Pow. Right? They're probably going to protect Pow and go for pivot into Sin. I think I kept the Miraidon honest. And I think I should have just Drain Punched. I think if I Drain Punched, I think I won the game there. So there's, like, a bunch of little situations where, like, the Pow 50-50s are just, like, getting me so bad. Yeah, I think Drain Punch would have just been the game winner right there. Oh, well. Yep. It happens, though. The double intimidate on Kali. We're at -2 now. Protect Pow. And I'm running out of lances, too. Yeah, Drain Punch would have just won us the game super free. You have to send out Zenta. We double your Pow and win the game. That's so frustrating. Yeah, you obviously always, like, I think I still have to you get the fake out though. I was thinking, like, oh, if they fake out the Kali, that we still have shots, and they just don't ever fake out the Kali. They always fake out hands. And now I think hands is starting to get too low to actually have any value. Yep. Finally broke the Pow Sash, right? Hands lives, but it's within range for Sucker Punch now, so I'm sad. Nah, I'm, like, usually pretty done playing by this point. Like, usually I have about 5 good games in me. I can usually play for, like, an hour. Because that's usually just how long I stream or make my videos for. But, you can see the misplays, like, starting to creep in and, like, these really long 50... When the games have, like, a lot of 50-50s, the misplays start creeping in and they, like, compound, you know? So we have to pivot out hands. Just because, like, it's intimidated. We need to be able to come back in and get a fake out pin on the Miraidon if we need to. And Kali still has full HP, so we might as well just, like, do stuff with Kali. Pivot out the Incineroar for Zenta, right? It's a good play. Because they're trying to save their fake outs as well. And this guy just does not let me in. You know, the Pow protects, like, it's a great looking play. Like, we're getting some good damage, but, like, not really, you know? I think in this game, I was just really hoping at any point in the game he was going to fake out the Kali and I'd get a free win off it, and he just never did, you know? He just never took the bait. I don't think there's any way that we come back. At this point, we're pinned, right? We have to pivot out the Kali for the hand to come back in at not -2, and then from there, we could actually still win, because Kali is healthy enough to where even if Insyn comes in and gets an Intimidate, if I get a double KO on those two, if I'm not intimidated and Shenpao shredding the Zenta's defense and maybe I crit that slot, I double KO those and then I just KO Insyn Miraidon too because they're not at full, right? So like I'm seeing the lines that I need to take, but like at the same time, like dude, I'm so cooked. Yep. There's the pivot out Zenta into Insyn again. Yep. Big intimidates on our hands every single time. And they sucker punch here. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I still have shots. Because, like, Callie is going to be able to come in, but then, like, I don't. Yeah, this is so frustrating. Because I feel like I'm seeing, like, 3 or 4 different situations where they're massively overextending and I'm able to punish. And it's just frustrating not seeing myself take those chances, right? Because right now, we will KO that Insyn with a what is it? With a Glacial Lance. Anyways, nothing we can really do about it. Yeah. Pivots in for Zenta. Imprison's good. Text, yeah, we've gotten off like 4 or 5 times. It's been great. This is the only like real outplay L I think we have in like the whole tournament, like where we just get massively outplayed. And the thing that's funniest about this, right? The thing that's funniest about this is like, bro, we've played this game for like 30 turns. He's had wide guard the whole freaking time, bro. I would have scooped at like turn 3 if they showed the wide guard on the Zenta. I would have scooped so long ago. I just assumed they didn't have it, you know? So it's like, what? You've had wide guard this whole time? I just assumed they have like Iron Defense or some weird other thing, you know? They showed Behemoth Bash, they showed Body Press, they showed Protect. I assumed like the last move was like Snarl or like Iron Defense, you know, and just not wide guard. So I was just like, what? You've had it the whole time? Like, the whole time. You ate like 15 lances, bro. So it's like, oh my gosh, never lucky. All right, this is the last game of the tournament. We're 7-2. The last game of the tournament is going up against Koraidon Shadow Rider with like Brute Bonnet and Raging Bolt. Now, I'm not gonna lie, after that last game, I was like super done playing, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna full send it. Double restricted lead, I'm just gonna win. Like, I was so frustrated having to like sit there and play like that really long game where I just was not, I felt like fighting in the mud, right? With all the fake outs, pivots, intimidates, and things like that. I was like, nah, I'm just going to beat this guy. That's fine. You can't stop all of this. Like, this is what I mean by like, I usually don't like playing like a ton of games. This is my 10th game, right? Calyrex Bonnet, and I'm like, you're done. You're done. You're done. Can't spore. Can't do anything weird. I don't care about your mushroom guy. And I woke up and chose violence in this game. You see the violence? It's there. Massive, massive violence is about to ensue. I only get about 5 or 6 per session before I feel like I have to put it down. I agree. I do not like Brute Bonnet. I think Moongus is much better. We're going to target the Shadow Rider and just Trick Room easy peasy. We can come with hands. We can come with Sinistcha. Easy. This game over. Massive game over. Like you saw how fast I locked in those moves. I was like, I'm so done with Mons for the night. So we go Fire Terror to not take super effective damage from Sucker Puncher or anything from Brute Bonnet. We don't have to deal with anything. The Shadow Rider does neutral with Astral. So we're fine here. So Astral rips. We soak damage with both these. And then we get the Sinistcha plus the TR, and that's game. So one way that people like to beat Callie, you know, I used Calyrex I at Worlds too, is they think that if they stick like that one chip into it, they can beat it with their other mons. But when you come in with something like the Sinistcha and you get that one big heal that basically outvalues your Astral, you're just like, oh no, oh no. Remember how in the last game as well, I didn't go for the Wii Storm against the Brute Bonnet? I think I do this time. I think I make the read. Show me that Water Terra, bro. Do it. Water Terra. That's right. I clicked it. I clicked Weave Storm into your Brute Bonnet. That's right. Get wrecked. Sucker Punch? See, the cool thing about this is if you don't Terra like this guy, you just get folded by Lance. And then the Brute Bonnet goes into the Cali to pick up the KO and still lets me reactivate my Hospitality and all my Fake Out pins, and then I get to bring it out of hands and have a Fake Out pin. Do you see like how cool this team is when you just like understand how everything about it works? Like, oh my gosh, that's so good. Look at that. Eject pack. Oh, that's so nice. The win more stays winning more. And then I get a Fake Out pin. Woo! That's pretty nice, right? Dang. And if they would have went Water Terra, we would have got their Terra and still gotten the KO on the Bonnet, you know? Raging Bolt, don't care. Raging Bolt Koraidon, yep. You still have Terra, but like, I don't care. See, like, this sort of team looks like crazy. Yeah, this is the event Iron Hands. Yeah. Yeah, this is what tryharding looks like, you know? I wish I liked the Mons on my team, but like... Yeah, see? Wasn't familiar with my game. I got one more in me, bro. That's game. You just ripped the... You just stopped the Raging Bolt here. Koraidon's no threat. But it was really cool to see this team, like, come together. Like I said, Diamond made the initial idea for the team with, like, Grim, Miraidon, Cali, and Hands. And I was like... I like Sinistcha more than Ogerpon, which he had, and I like Goth more than Frigoraph. And I think that we were able to come up with something that was like really, really good for close sheet. So we Fake Out there, big damage. And they tried to Thunderclap. We said no TY. Dunzo. They can't Terra both. If you would have terrestrialized your Bolt to something different, you would have got folded on the Koraidon slide. And that's it. That's it. We go to 8-2. 8-2. 80% win rate against some really good players. Like, we fought Will Tank and Diego. Those are some really good people, right? So, yeah, this was pretty good. I stopped playing. I stopped recording and stuff like this after this point. So, yeah, I think this was good. I really, really liked this team. I played a couple games this morning and last night, but, like, this is all I got recorded. But I don't know if I'm going to play any more games in the tournament. But that being said, I felt really good about this, and I did quite like this team. Yeah, Rhydon's cool. Yeah, I vibe with this, so it's a cool team. And there's nothing they can really do about it. Big wins up. Wins up. You know, the team cooks. That we had a good run in the GC. I think it was a lot of fun. I think we made some really good plays with the eject pack. We made some great plays with the eject pack, and I think that's, you can't ask for much more. You know, you can't ask for much more. So like I said, I'm getting on out of here, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by.